So welcome everybody. Welcome everyone. Good to have you all here.
Welcome, Michael.
See what you started, Alan? Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
That's how we are at camp. I think the kids have to respond. Non-duality camp. There you go. What happens at your camp? Nothing. What do I get? Nothing. Why would I want to go there? You wouldn't.
We could call it camp everything. You don't have to call it nothing.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to go through the door of nothing to get to the everything, I would say, because otherwise you're left with something. That's my wisdom for today.
Well, I don't have any wisdom, but I just want to say, do you remember last week when Nkosi said, already there's no me there, right? Already. And I pointed out that that's a key word to me, already, because that takes care of any funny business. Because there's already not a me there. What are you going to do? So what's left? If there's not a me, is it not just this? Just what's ever happening? Sound of my voice, being on a Zoom call. Is there anything else happening?
It's undefinable. It's just any attempt to describe it is rather futile.
Yeah, exactly, Charles, because you can't get outside of life to know what it actually is. And that's the me's dream. That's the me. See, the me knows stuff.
Yeah, there's no vantage point.
Yeah, and the problem is, it's not really a problem, but what's kind of going on, this is just a story, is instead of there being just what is, my attention is in my own dream scenario called what should be.
Yeah. But I think what Dan said there at the beginning, that you got to go through the nothing door in order to, and this is a story too, of course, but go through that nothing door in order to really resonate with things like already, this. Somehow that that seems to be neglected sometimes, or maybe the person listening is not listening to it properly. But unless that assumption or lens or whatever you want to call it of nothing, through which you're experiencing everything is there, this already is just a dictionary word, and so is this, and all the other words are just simply they don't have the impact or the resonance that is really important here, it seems.
Well, with all due respect, nothing is important here because it's already the case. There already is no me there. There's only what's happening, right? So if there's a feeling of being a me, that's what's happening.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And even if there's not the imaginative entering through that door, it's still, it's what is happening. It's this, and it's there for everyone. You know, there's really no door to go through. So let's back away from Dan here.
Well, I had my day. I had my glory for 2 minutes.
No, I think there's some, you know what you're talking about there. And, but
There are a lot of different ways to speak what can't be spoken.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too. And it's,
But I agree with what you were saying before. Before it got shot down.
maybe it's the idea of a realization of the that total package of nothing appearing as everything that clears the glass.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
clears the glass. Everybody, you know, the parents and the what's happening is everyone's perception of what we call reality out there, but somehow it's a little more freedom derived from this this package of nothing being everything. But maybe not. Maybe that's just for some people, not necessarily everyone.
All good ideas. Speculations.
Well, it just really hit me tonight, Michael, when you said already not a me here. And we've been discussing it for about 2 weeks now. And it just really hit me, already not a me here. It just made it real clear. If there's already not a me here, I mean, I can feel it. I can feel it. There's nothing to hang on to, attach to, nothing. It's just.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. That's, you know, Ariana, I don't know if you know that young lady, Ariana, who's a pistol. She's amazing. She just goes by the name of Ariana. And, you know, she is amazing. And she has said on her videos, this, what I'm pointing at, what Nkosi's pointing at, it's not obvious until it's just obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you suddenly maybe notice, there you go, Dan, that you can't find anything here that called a you or a me. You just realize, oh, this is empty. And I don't know how any of this works. I don't know how I'm talking.
Yeah, well, emptiness is it happens. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Chuck. There's a shout out to the Buddhists. Because emptiness is, right, their core fundamental, you know, teaching.
Yeah.
All is empty. All is inherently empty. And what that means is, for example, if you look for a rose in a rose, you can't find it. So if I look at a rose, I can find petals, can find a stem, can find thorns, but I can't find a rose.
So the me always sees a rose. It doesn't see nothing and everything in the rose. It doesn't see that all. It just sees it as a rose, which is what I was meaning by something a minute ago when I said it. If you don't, and yeah, I was kind of making the same point that Charles was. You see, if you get nothing, it kind of cleans the slate, because that gets rid of the me, sort of. So then everything can come back in a way. I mean, then you can see everything. It's not just nothing. When people say nothing, then, oh, that's just blank or whatever. No, it's everything. But that's what, without the me, nothing is everything. So seeing the nothing kicks the me out of the scene. And with the me's there, then it's not going to be nothing. It's always going to be something, this or that, and something to deal with, something to fix, something to get.
Yeah, can I just piggyback on that, Dan? Because that's so, here's the killer about being a me, right? This is the part that sucks, is the me is absolutely forced to judge. It can't see anything as it is. It has to put it in a box. It has to. I like it, I don't like it. Boom. Judgment. Boom. That's useful, that's not useful.
Or give it a name.
Yeah.
Like the rose.
Yeah,
Like
categorize it. Where does it fit in my life story?
Yeah.
Which includes the assumption, I know what it is.
Yeah.
And that takes us already on the wrong track, because that's never true. It's always a false foundation.
Yeah, and that knowing what it is the solidity that Dan was talking about. That's why the me can only see the rose, because it looks solid to the me. That's a solid, real rose. I see it. Completely convinced. Now,
So
the other, sorry, I'll just say,
no, go ahead.
so when I was at the VA walking with I don't know if you guys saw, I posted a 9-second video of butterflies, 3 white butterflies dancing, like doing a little dance for 9 seconds. And the hell, what was my point?
When you were at the VA, you started saying,
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Well, we're talking about the solidity.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you. So it looked like magic. If I could just give you that comparison, the difference between the two views. With the me, I know what it is. I like it, I don't like it. It's good or bad, right? It could get better. This could be fixed about it. It has some judgment. Without a me there, it just seems like magic.
Yeah. Or then what was formerly me, or still is, becomes an appearance instead of a solid object, right?
Yeah.
There's an appearance of what formerly was me, the body mind, or whatever term you want to name, you want to provide, or no name, that'd be better, because but there is nothing being the former me.
That's kind of what I was getting at. So just to use a way of talking, to see the nothing, that takes away the solidity, the assumption of solidity. So then you come back to everything, but the solidity's gone. You see it as it is.
Yeah.
instead of the me's projection of solidity.
Yeah, some would say that's a process, though, Dan. You know,
Mhm. I'm fine with
somebody
that.
would. There are some that would criticize that and say it's a process. You know, and you're using duality in there, which you are. You know, and I
Yeah, I
agree.
do it all the time.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with it. To me, it's all just ways of talking.
Yeah, or you just couldn't use language at all. You know.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a model. It's a way of talking,
Right.
an image.
Hi, Nkosi.
Ah, welcome.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Okay, where can I get one of those black hoodies? Yeah, I like it. I like the look.
Yeah, they do sell them around.
It's too warm here. How is it? Is it hot there, or what's the temperature in South Africa right now at 3 a.m.?
It's winter time. It's very cold. It's very cold, especially in the morning. It's very cold. Yeah, it's a sacrifice. Waking up.
Yeah, see, so for that one is very cold, and for this one here in Los Angeles today was 84 degrees. It was hot, so hot. See how life is not fair?
Yeah.
So in Kosi, before you got here, I was talking about the noticing that when the me's not here, what's left?
Uh, as a matter of fact, the me has never been there. Has never been there. So I can say that the me won't even disappear because it's never even appeared in the first place. There's only this. It might seem that the me is there doing activities, being active in different ways. But as a matter of fact, it's not even there. There's just this. There's just this appearing as a me who is looking for this.
That's right.
There is only this. No matter which shape or form the me may appear, at the end of the day, it's only this. The me is not even there. It seems to be there, but it's not there. Because when it is looked for, it cannot be found. There is no one here. There's just nothing. Even the one who seems to be talking right now, it may seem that there's an entity in this body talking, but there's nothing here. There's just nothing. Talking is happening. Walking is happening. Nobody's walking. Singing is just happening. Nobody's singing. Everything is just happening. Nobody's doing anything. There's no authority here who seems to know about life. There's nobody here. There's just nothing appearing as everything. There's really nobody here. There's no meeting. There's just this. And this is not even this. Nobody knows what this is. There are no words to express this. You can't describe this. This is beyond this. This can't be said. You can't say what this is. The one who seems to talk and the one who's not talking, to this, it does not matter. This can't be reached. Nobody can get to this because already there's nobody. There's no goal to reach. Nobody can do anything here. You are not already. You're just not there. There's nothing to find, and there's nobody to find anything. Because there isn't anything here. It's just this. And it's not even this. No words can describe this. And there's no you to know that there's only this.
And Kofi, can I ask you something?
Yes.
See, it feels like I am this. That's the entire question.
You are not already. There's just this.
Yeah, so I am this.
There's nobody to be this. There's just this.
Which is me.
There's only this. Appearing as a you.
That seems a little semantic to me. It's all coming from here. I only have this, not me, only has what's here. I can only this, right? So this is me. We are this.
There's no you to have anything.
Well, if it's all this, then it's all me. It's all one. You can't separate it. You don't get an array of this. It's just this. So you can call it this, you can call it me, and you can call it everything, and you can call it nothing.
Right.
But
And it doesn't mind.
Yeah.
and it doesn't mind. But I'm just saying, that all I know is this.
Or you don't know this.
Sure, that's all I know. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. Depends on what your definition of know is, right? The only thing you've got is looking at this computer screen and got the sensations in your body and things going on in your ear. All you've got is, what's happening. It's all this. But just because you can't encapsulate it does not mean that you deny your experience, which is this. This digs this. This digs being dug. So let's dig it.
Well, you would have to look into what you're actually saying. And if you feel that there's a separation between, there's a Charles who sees or a one who knows, then that's not what I'm saying. But if you don't feel that's, if there isn't a Charles, there isn't a one who is seeing, a one who is knowing, then I'd say you're saying the same thing that I'm saying. So
there's no difference between you and me at all, right?
There's no difference, period. No difference between anything.
There's no difference. And you might as well call it me.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, might as well call it me.
Yeah, the word doesn't.
Because we're here, we're this.
Yeah, right. You have to have some word to use.
I just, there may not be a me the way that most people would say it, but I'm not down for denying my experience, because experience and this.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. That was what I was kind of trying to get at earlier when I was talking about the everything. That's the experience. But there's no one experiencing it.
Yeah, but that everything, that's where I can, I'm not saying I can really hang my hat on anything.
We can say that me does not know this.
Yeah.
Or I do not know this.
This is you, Charles.
All there is this.
There isn't anyone that can know this because there's no place outside of this to know it, to look at it and see it.
Right.
But there's no one who can't know this because there's nothing else to know.
Yeah.
Just as easily.
That's it. That's why you can't figure this out with the mind.
So that's why I say I don't really care what words we use, but there is a subtle difference that is, well, here I just said there's no differences. So, but you can feel whether there's kind of separation being assumed. That's the me.
Well, okay, so we got these minds, right? Whatever. It's all this. You can put yourself into it or take yourself out of it. It's all this. It doesn't mind, as Kosi says, but
yeah.
To me, feeling it all, ask me, even though there isn't a me, makes more sense.
Well,
I mean, it's no more me than you, right?
Or make a reference to I or me. There's the assumption of separation.
No, no.
But perhaps not, if it's known that there is no me, that me is an illusion, maybe the word me can still use just for the lack of another word, but knowing at the same time that it's an appearance.
No, but who would know that?
But we don't know, me don't know that. So if you're going to stick with what me is, it's going to be difficult to
Well,
use me.
I think, just in a very profound way, inconvenience of the word me aside, it's all me and it's all you. And feeling that opens.
Yeah. No, if that speaks to you, Charles, listen, whatever, this doesn't mind. As Nkosi said, one of my favorite ones, you can't go wrong with this.
Yeah.
I found something really interesting happens when I presume, I just accept the fact there is nothing to be figured out. If I just accept that this is all there is, then it really doesn't matter. If I don't feel like I have to put it in words, like I was listening along and I tried to, like I always thought there is something that I need to actually get or and if I put that aside just as an exercise and just be with what appears or what is, then I'm good. There's nothing more to be done from there. It gets complicated when I try to figure out which word or any attempt to capture it somewhere is I end up in the weeds of it because I really, a lot of
Peter,
stuff. Yeah.
Peter, how can you capture what's not there?
I can't. There's only here what's here.
It's just this.
Maybe, Peter, you mean experience, because I feel that too. When I use the word boundless a lot, when I feel boundless, the not to, if you will, there's a part of me that feels like Charles, like it's Alan experiencing it, which is cool. I mean, that's already a huge plus. It's a very kind of blissful place. But then there's another level sometimes I can feel where it's not even Alan experiencing it. It's almost like, it's kind of cool. It's sort of like playing a sport when you kind of feel like you're in the zone and you sort of know it, but you also are able to just relent, allow it to be and just keep getting on the river. And so I think, Charles, a lot of times when I hear you talk, I totally relate to you from the person, Charles, and I can do that also from the person, Alan. But I think when you really do transcend it, and again, whatever term works for you is great, but at some point, I think, Peter, where you were going with it is that you throw everything else out and you just settle into experience of being. And it's not necessarily Peter having the experience. We could say you are too, and that's great. That's the beautiful thing about being a human. But I think maybe what you're also saying is you get to that point where now it's just experiencing it. There's no subject and object, right? So anyway, hey, I got in really early tonight for me.
That's true.
I think the mind, this illusory mind, computer, Majabi, whatever the hell it is, that's screws us up so much. has an amazing ability to become what it thinks it is. And in reality, it's nothing and everything, right? And so the realization of that, either that, you know, you're not there, that you're everything, because really it's sort of tautological, frees up all of that little programming and all that identification to get to the zone, the river, you know, non-resistance, pure experience, whatever, you know. And so I guess it feels like some people just sort of can get there more easily by looking inside and seeing that they're not. And some people can get there more easily by looking outside and seeing that they're all.
That's
But
not,
either way, the
not
machinery,
what's
the
being-
mind machinery.
Charles, that's not what's being shared here at this meeting. There's no getting anywhere. There's no one to get anywhere already.
I've heard you, Michael, talk about how you were in a place of extreme suffering until you saw this.
Mhm.
So seeing this to me would seem like, on some level, a movement of this.
It's all this. It's all a movement of this. Even what seems to be you. And that's another one of Nkosi's gems, I think, is when he says, everything is this, including what seems to be an exception. I love that, because the stuff that you think isn't it, like the thing that you think you are, so there's you in like a separate world. There's you who has a life. So that you doesn't consider itself this, because it's separate and independent.
Yeah.
But even that
Is not
Yes.
excluded.
yeah.
Right.
This doesn't know the me. It doesn't even know you. And this doesn't see the me, because there's only this. There's only itself. There's nobody here. There's no me already. There's just this. So this doesn't know the me, because there isn't any me. There just isn't anyone. There's just this.
I would like to add just to that point of getting somewhere. I used to consider myself a spiritual seeker, like I was going somewhere looking for something, there was something to get, to use the language that we were just using. And when I woke up, realized, grokked, whatever word you want to, whatever you want, you know, when I really got what we're saying here, it was this incredible sense of, I can't believe it was here all along. To Michael's point of, there was nowhere to go, there was nothing to get. It was as if it was like being in the Wizard of Oz and having them lift the curtain and find the guy behind it. I can't explain it any better, but I get what Michael's saying about there's nothing to get, there's nowhere to go.
That was beautiful. To me, that was beautiful. That I love your analogy of the Wizard of Oz and behind the curtain, because as long as the me there, guys, with its personal story of getting, of seeking, of needing, of rejecting this moment because I need a better moment, when that veil, that impossibility, that better moment's never coming, because there's only this, and there's only ever been this. There's such freedom in, you don't have a life. There's no you to have a life. There's just life. That's what Tim Kliss was talking about. There you go. Joanna's got her goldfish in the water looking for water.
The not you looks so cool with that hood on. And Kosi, we should all get pictures of you on t-shirts or something.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Disciples of Kosi.
All right.
So there's no one that needs to wait to notice anything or to get clarity or any of that. But there's also the identification as someone who isn't there and has this possibility of doing some yoga or something that will help. That arises too, and that's perfectly perfect. You know? But there isn't anything. I mean, there just isn't anything. That's what we're saying, you know? There's nothing that can, there's nothing that you can do. Is what, you know, there's no doer, there's nobody that can do. And you don't have to wait to see that, because there's nobody that needs to wait to see anything. But if that arises, all these processes, all these stories, all kinds of stories are arising, and that's one of them, and that's good too. And of course, I talk all the time about noticing. So because that makes sense to have that kind of conversation when there's an arising of somebody who feels like a me, who can do something. So it's just all included. Anyway, that's what I say. If there was a me, then it would matter. And this is all impossible and illogical and crazy. Doesn't make sense.
No.
We didn't come here to make sense.
Only in
There's
me.
no one here.
Oh, go ahead then, Kosi. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's no one here. There's no separate happening that is happening outside of this. There is no one who's talking about this outside of this. There's only this. So there's just wholeness, everything. Yeah, that's it. It's not even it. Yeah.
Yeah, we say that everything is this, but when you look for this, you can't even find this. right? So what are you going to do?
Nothing.
So it lightens the load. The seriousness, Nkosi and I a few weeks ago were talking about the me. I think you said it, Nkosi. The me takes, or we both said it. The me takes everything seriously.
Or you could say the me is the feeling of taking things seriously, or is the energy of seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
Because the me is always serious. The me has a big problem and it needs to be solved right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about everything and nothing, which seem to be the same thing, really, everything and nothing. But when you introduce something, it's like something has a different flavor. Something, the word something, to me, it brings out the me here. But the nothing and everything are like in the two sides of the same coin, maybe. They're the what's desired, perhaps. But the minute when it's something, then there's a problem.
Or you could put it the other way around. The problem produces the something. So this is where saying that none of that exists. There's just this nothing, everything. So nothing means nothing in particular. And everything means, again, nothing in particular. So they're really two expressions of the same thing that we can't describe, we can't really say, because every time we try to put a word on it, that makes it particular. It defines it. Now the me, I said the problem comes first and then the something comes in, because the problem means I need to know, so I need to take all this everything and find out what it is, start to define things so I can use what is here. I can use this everything to solve my problem. So if that makes sense. So the me turns everything into something, into things. And then tries to understand, how do these things relate and what story is going on? And then how can I use that to get complete my mission of fixing my experience. But first I have to know what it is. I have to say what things are. But that's all made up. That's not what's here. Although it's also here as the appearance.
But all of that is also not excluded, right? All of that is this appearing
Nothing is excluded.
as a person looking to solve a problem.
How would you exclude? The me has the idea that there's something called excluding. Where would you go to exclude anything here? It's just here. It's just, there's no excluding.
Right.
There's no adding. The me is always trying to exclude and add what isn't here and get rid of, that's the whole thing. That's why the idea of the me is the idea of a job to do, something to do.
Yeah.
But there isn't anything to do. There's nothing that can be done to everything. And everything is the only thing that's here. And it's not a thing. Yeah.
But that's also a thought. That is also an expression of this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the paradoxical nature
by
of it all.
speaking, it seems like we tend to exclude. You know, just by speaking, if we zero in on any idea or whatever without without really amplifying that and recognizing that it's still this, and It's undefinable. Even those things that seemed, and we talk, we were trying to define things, you know, and but that too is this, trying to find definitions that work.
But it can be fun.
For a while, but eventually knowledge is seen for what it is. It's dead.
Yeah.
Well, not even knowledge, but I mean, you know,
You don't need any knowledge. This aliveness is already right here, right now. This is the aliveness. It doesn't need to be labeled.
yeah, but you know, there's poetry, there's flow, there's love, there's experience. All those words, there's this, there's Nkosi's beautiful diatribes, all that.
Diatribes.
Well, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that Nkosi's, it's all beautiful. All of that is an attempt to capture this.
No, we're not trying to capture anything. This can't be captured.
Express this, call this.
Oh,
use
yeah,
words for this.
capture in the sense of
Love.
taking a photo of it because it might be nice to look at or interesting or whatever. The point is that this everything we're talking about is the appearance. But that appearance includes what we call the me. The me is an idea, and that's the appearance as well. But the me is the idea that I'm separate from the appearance, that there's some special thing called me that is seeing the appearance. And the me doesn't get, let's just to use words, that the me is, in other words, the me is the me is an appearance, is part of the appearance. There is not a separate special category that is of appearance, you know, that the appearance is happening to, or that can do things with the appearance. It's all the appearance. So
Right, but Charles was talking about the futility of perhaps finding words for it, right?
Mhm.
So I was saying it might be futile, but it's fun. You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what
I'm not talking about knowledge. I was talking about love.
Oh, well, that's another word for this.
Yeah, right.
Aliveness, love, peace.
But there's something called the me, which, again, you know, you can get what it is. You can't really define it in words because the words always collapse on themselves. There's something called the me that is this energy of trying to get love, or trying to understand love, or trying to somehow use love, or, you know, arrive at love, or whatever, to complete itself. That's all the me that we're talking about is. Because it's apart from experience. It's trying to get to experience. It's trying to get to whatever it feels apart from. So that's the me.
None of that works.
I have to say, as we close out, it's quite something to see over and over. It's repeated here that there's already no me, and yet there's still a lot of talk of the me. There's already not a me there.
We've got to fill the rest of the hour, Michael.
There's no one to fill the rest of the hour, Dan.
Oh yeah, well.
Nkosi, please take us out.
Yeah. Take us back to know me.
Already.
That's what already is.
Wow.
There is only this. Yet it's not even this. And nobody knows what this is. Nobody can talk about this. Nobody can discuss about this. nobody can get to anywhere because there isn't anyone already. There's just this. There's no point to reach because there's no one already to reach that point. So all what seems to be happening is this, yet it's not even this. No words to describe what this is. That's it.
Thank you so much. Everybody, each and every one of you, we appreciate you so much for coming. It's so refreshing to be able to speak freely about this, because you know, you can't just talk this way anywhere, but it really is such a, I don't know, I'm speechless.
Preach.
Thanks, you guys. Have a
Thank
great
you.
evening.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Thank you, Nkosi,
Thanks,
so
Michael.
much.
Thanks for hosting.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Cory.
Great seeing
See you
everyone.
guys.